And welcome into Making Sense. You know, we sit here in the United States and we think about the money that we have, we think of our investments, and sometimes we don't realize that everything is predicated on a global market. Just recently, about 8 weeks ago, things happened in Europe when Britain actually left the European Union, and everybody had this question, what does this really mean? To get the answer, let's go to Brandt McDonald, the head purveyor of McDonald and Hagen Wealth Management.
That's right.
Almost 30 years in business now.
Right.
Oh my God.
I know, time
Started
flies.
as a kid.
Just
about.
Touche.
Touche. Well, you did. And Brent, people are wondering because we had the Brexit and everybody's going, whoa, what does that really mean?
Right.
What's happening here?
Yeah. You know what? I think I could speak in glowing economics terms, but if we just zoom out and think about what's happening around the world, citizens across the globe have had it with politicians,
absolutely,
central planners, all of these elitists who have really never committed capital, their own capital, to any sort of risk-based project. They're like policy wonks, you know, and I think the folks in the United Kingdom sort of got sick and tired of all these policy elitists in Germany and France and other places trying to dictate how they're going to live their lives. And one of the key issues with the Brexit vote was definitely the immigration thing, you know, with all the terrorism going on and that kind of thing. They want to take their country back. They want to be a more free society. They want to break away. So I can't really fault them, you know, I really can't. But at the same time, economically speaking, there's no question that it will impact not just the United Kingdom, but all of Europe.
Yes.
And what happens is it creates sort of these negative, what I call negative feedback loops. You know, it's because U.S. companies, U.S. multinational corporations have a lot of contracts with European companies, and that starts to call into question, you know, the viability of various projects and other things. I mean, little simple things like, does J.P. Morgan Chase continue to leave, you know, very large investment banking operations in London, or are they better off moving them to, say, Frankfurt, Germany, which is the financial center of Germany?
Right.
So it is definitely problematic. Now keep in mind that UK is still in the EU, but they have started the 2-year-long process of extracting themselves out of it. I think one thing we saw was the British pound took a major beating when this happened, because even though the UK did not actually use the euro as its own currency, they never did. And it's probably a good thing.
Yes.
You know, they were smart in not doing that. But the pound got really massacred against both the euro and the dollar. So that's not a good thing to see your currency go down like that. But at the same time, you have to believe it's going to improve trade balance for the UK, because with a cheaper currency, they'll be a little more competitive in the global market for all the wrong reasons. I mean, you want to be competitive for your products and services, not just because of a currency situation.
Right.
But I think in the long run, this is probably going to be good for the UK. And the U.S. does a lot of trading directly with the United Kingdom. I think that's going to put U.S. companies at a little bit of a disadvantage as the pound continues to lose value against the dollar. But over the long run, you know, here we are in the United States. We have our dollar, which is our common currency, and now they're going to absolutely operate on the pound. But I will also say, I think it's the beginning of the end for the European Union.
They're very fragile anyway.
It really is. I mean, the two largest countries, Germany and France, those two countries are really the economies that are keeping the whole thing together anyway. The southern European countries, Portugal, Greece, Ireland, Spain, Italy, Cyprus, all of those, they're broke. They are completely broke. So, and to think otherwise is just folly. I mean, you know, and so look at Italy right now. They're trying to renegotiate a lot of their loans, you know, sovereign debt, and I don't think they're going to be able to get it done. I think that's going to create a little bit more hysteria in the global market, particularly in the EU. But in the coming months. But long story short, the Brexit vote was about freedom. It was about sovereignty. It was about the citizens wanting to take their country back, disengage from, as I said, these policy elitist central planners. And that's a movement all over the world.
And all the pollsters got it wrong over there, didn't they?
They sure did.
Said, oh, they're not going to leave.
Yeah.
Baloney.
That's right.
Because I think we're getting to a more information technology world. People are understanding, and just like you said on the onset of this thing, the people are not wanting people to take care of everything that's a part of their lives.
That's
they
right.
they want a part of it.
Well, think about the same things happening in the U.S.
Yes.
Think about Donald Trump.
Right.
16, people who fought for the nomination, and this guy wins it. And even with the rhetoric, the way that he, says things, I mean, it's so shocking, but he still won. That's the same type movement happening in the U.S. that's happening in places like the U.K. and others.
I'd rather have you tell it to me like it is than lie.
That's
and
right.
then we find out later.
That's right.
Absolutely, and that can happen.
That's
well,
right.
listen, we appreciate it. We're going to get you to come back and talk about some other things that are happening that can maybe have an effect on us, but more importantly, can have an effect on you. Do your homework and all that you do, and we'll be right back right after this.